It's a few minutes after 12 a.m. and I have uninstalled YouTube. I still have Instagram because I have to post some official stuff, so can't just uninstall it yet. This damn penguin. I was actually about to start crying, and I think I might cry as I'm recording this, but it's just so crazy to me. I saw this penguin stuff yesterday, did not really think much of it, scrolled past it, and today I literally 5, 7, 10 minutes ago, I saw, I think, 8 to 9 videos back to back about this fucking penguin. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just look it up. You can Google it, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Instagram. You will understand what I'm talking about. And I think it is just an excerpt from a documentary that came out in 2007. And I think I'm about to cry. The thing is, just looking at that penguin take a different path, it's like he was standing in the middle and he saw his pack. I think that's what they call a group of penguins. I don't know. And he saw his pack go towards the sea, I think. And he stood there for like 10 seconds. And he did not choose to go towards the left or towards the right. He went in a completely different direction. And he kept walking. I think the part that really stood out for me was that he looked back. He looked back once, I think for 5 seconds. He looked at everything he's known and he knew what he was doing. And he chose to keep going. And one thing you should know about me is that I don't watch animal related stuff. Like, I haven't watched so many movies like Marley and Me, Hachiko, that dog movie. I haven't watched stuff like that. I mean, I know what happens, I know the premise and stuff, but I haven't really watched those movies because this is what happens when I watch animal related stuff. Even if the dog survives or even if the animal lives, I can't. I don't have a strong heart when it comes to animals, man. And anyway, he looked back and it was just such a fucking cinematic view. It was like I was watching a movie. It was like I subscribed to fucking Instagram Premium. It was just it was so heartbreaking to see. It was, I think, that what made me sad and also like what was extremely heartbreaking for me, even though it's so fucking bittersweet, is that at that moment the penguin knew that he was going to die if he goes the other way, but he chose to go the other way anyway because that is what felt right to him. you know I have this habit of reading comments while I'm watching stuff. I feel like this penguin thing, this whole phenomenon, attracted the right kind of people, my kind of people, because they kept talking about how certain death is. There were certain people in the comments who were like, why did he do it? Why did he do it? And some people were like, why not? Because he lived. He died, yes, he did. But he lived. He could have chosen the comfortable path. He could have gone down with his friends, with his family, with everything that he's known. But he chose to go the opposite way. He didn't even choose to go the opposite way. He chose a completely different direction. Something that was so fucking uncertain. And it's hitting me this hard because I am on this path myself right now, and some days I get paralyzed by fear because of so much uncertainty and doubt that I don't take a step forward. And now I see this fucking penguin on Instagram. It's so crazy to me that we're all one, you know? It makes so much sense. We're all one after all. There's no difference between you and me. You are me, I am you, and the penguin is all of us, and we're all the penguin. A really profound comment which prompted me to create this video right now as I watched that video was that death is certain, but it's what we are willing to do during the time that we're alive. Death is going to happen. Let me just look it up. I don't want to like butcher it. I cannot avoid death, but I can choose a purpose worth dying for. And what the penguin did, it's like I cannot even explain to you how that moment was just indescribable. You have to see it for yourself. It's like in that moment that you're watching it and you're truly present with what you're seeing, you will realize how difficult it must have been for the penguin to take that step. How sad he must have been, how crushed he must have been. Like, even fucking talking about it right now, it's bringing tears to my eyes again, because he just knew in his heart. I think that is the reason why he fucking looked back. I think that was like his one last glance at the life he had before he embarks on the journey towards the life he actually desires, even if that means that he's gonna die in the process of it. And it just goes to show that, suffering never ends. I'm pretty sure that the penguin suffered. I mean, I saw some clips where he was stumbling and he couldn't walk, and it was a 5,000 kilometer journey, and of course he died. But in those last moments, that journey was something that was so special to him, and he did that for himself. And I'm sure that if there is a heaven or there is an afterlife, and if he's watching people look at his journey, or if he watched himself, his body lying on that sheet of ice, I'm sure that he might have had no regrets, because he did what he had to do. He had a calling, and he answered that calling, and he lived up to his life's purpose. He did what was authentic to him. This is such a great metaphor for how we're supposed to live. This is such a great symbolism, or in a way analogy, for how we're supposed to live. Because in the end, all that matters is what we did with the time we had in this human body, in this human world, on this planet. Nobody is going to give a fuck, and that scares me. What scares me is not that someone else is not going to give a fuck. What scares me is that so many years from now, I look back and I would have not even achieved what I want, and I would just regret it so much that all I chose was fucking comfort and that damn penguin, which I know I use it ironically, but it's not an irony. That's how we're supposed to be. He lived up to his own calling. He lived up to his own potential in that moment. He did what he could do. I know for a fact that in his heart he knew he was going to die. That's the very reason why he looked back and glanced at his past life and just sort of was in a reminiscent moment in those few seconds. He knew he was never going to go back, and he knew that the path he's taking is only onwards and upwards. I know that I'm going to be thinking about the penguin as I'm falling asleep, and I know that even after I record this video, I'm going to be thinking about him. I know maybe for the next few days I will think about him, because that's just who I am, and I don't have a problem being this way. It's just that it's so funny to me that God's creations, life, nature, animals, or whatever higher power you believe in, they teach us so much about how we are meant to be, who we are meant to be, and how we're meant to live, and just chasing a purpose that is greater than who we are, greater than ourselves. That's what he did as well, and that's what we're all supposed to do, and not just remain in the shackles of a cage that we have created ourselves in our own mind. not live in our minds, but live outside. It's just so crazy. I mean, I will have more epiphanies regarding this in the days going forward, and I will talk about them, but I guess this is it for now. And the damn penguin, oh my god. I mean, that story is almost 2 decades old, and I'm surprised it's blowing up right now. I mean, I'm glad it is. I needed that so badly, and if you come across this video, I urge you to check it out. I'm pretty sure that you'll figure something out for yourself as well. One last thing before I finally wrap up. I took a few screenshots of the comments that really hit me hard and also prompted me to make this video. One of them was that we are all heading towards a certain death, but just die in a way that you don't regret. There's so much depth in this comment and just the sentence in itself. Meditate on it, think about it, because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. That's exactly what the penguin did. And it's just so crazy. I mean, I can sit here hours and hours explaining this comment and just my own thoughts on it. And I think that's the beauty of it. Because I think this is not even theoretical. It's a fact. We're all gonna die. And we just have to make sure that the time that we have as human beings here is worth it to ourselves. During our last dying breath, when we remember how we lived, I hope we all look back with no regrets, with only gratitude and just fulfillment. I think I remember having a conversation with a close loved one, and he told me that the dash on your tombstone, on your, I think it's called epitaph, I don't know, the tombstone, that dash is what matters. Born in XYZ year, died in XYZ year. The dash in between is what matters. That dash is what you have to focus on. That dash is what I have to focus on, because that dash is the very life that we're living right now. Nobody knew us before we were born, obviously. Nobody's gonna give a fuck after we're dead. It's not even about that. The point is that we won't be able to do anything if we're not born yet or if we're dead. So the time that we do have is the very dash that I'm talking about. You have to make the dash count. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think I'll never stop rambling, but as I said that I have more epiphanies. The penguin did it for himself. That is also the one thing that really made me cry. That in that moment he did not care about anything. I think as he saw his entire family move towards safety, certainty, comfort, he chose the opposite for himself. He did not care about anything or anybody in that moment. He just knew that he had to make that choice, and that is something that would fulfill him, even if it's hard, even if it means that he has to leave everyone and everything he's known behind. That's a risk that he was willing to take, and he knew that he will not make it, but he did it anyway. I think I'll never shut up about this. I haven't really felt so moved by something in such a long time, and I think that is why it's sort of kind of taking a toll on me right now. But that damn penguin, it's funny, sad and funny.